What's up, you beautiful Redditors? Hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday. Welcome to the RNEWS evening show. And let's just jump into it. From r/politics, Trump said the 1918 Spanish flu probably ended a World War II, which did not begin until 21 years after the pandemic. Well, he did pass a cognitive exam. Cameraman, reporter, paper, chair. A sign language gorilla named Coco passed the same cognitive ability test. Without even knowing anything else about this gorilla, I would vote for it to be president over Trump. At least the gorilla wouldn't be as destructive and divisive. Hey, you leave Coco out of this. That ape did more for the mankind. She didn't do it so you can belittle her achievements by comparing her to a buffoon. Edit. Love you, just a gorilla. Buffoon here. Don't you dare compare that thing to me. Coco probably knew and understood more words than Trump does. And Coco isn't in butthole. Coco was reported to have a preoccupation with both male and female human nipples, with several people saying that Coco requested to see their nipples. When you're a star, they let you do it. This deadly, time-traveling flu also helped the Continental Army take the airports from the British. No, he called it the 1917 flu. Like probably next week he'll be calling COVID-19 the Obama 2016 flu. Give him a break, people. World War I or World War II, they were both beautiful wars. You're watching the Reddit News Show. From r/World News. After 102 days COVID-free, New Zealand reports its first cases of community transmission. Curious where the hell it would have come from after 100 days. Article states one family but no international travel. Still impressive how quick they roll out the response and restrictions. Edit. Thanks for the responses all. Good insight into how things are over there. The most probable outcome is likely a chain from the border, isolation hotels. Which is why all employees are being tested immediately. Assuming that some of those come back positive. Then the hunt to connect the cases begins. All flight, airport crew. They have always been a weak link. This is a good point. Although pretty sure they had strengthened the measures international crew had to take. I may be wrong though. Yeah, but no measures are perfect and aircrew do not have to isolate. Seems like the highest risk area to me. Can confirm. Girlfriend is in flight attendant and doesn't have to isolate at all. Works 3 to 5 days. 4 flights a day which are mostly packed full. People do wear masks but some refuse to put them over their noses and she constantly has to remind people about them. This is in Europe, by the way. NZ are here, specifically Auckland. After 6 months of not working I was meant to start a new job tomorrow. One word. Frick. Auckland here too. Sucks to hear about your job. I second your frick. NZ are here. Frick. You're watching the Reddit News Show. From r/uplifting news. Chattanooga's police chief has updated his department's code of conduct, saying they have a duty to stop others in the department from committing illegal activities, including acts of brutality and abuse of authority. Sadly, this takes courage in our current environment. You would think the people tasked with protecting the public wouldn't need to be told they must stop any abuse of the public they observe. Kudos to the Chattanooga PD chief though. Hopefully more will follow his lead. Our public servants work for us. The issue is that they aren't tasked with protecting. They are tasked with enforcing. And they don't even have to know if they are enforcing an actual law or something they made up. It's just crazy that such a rule didn't already exist, or at minimum, it was a recognized practice. Seriously, they made a rule that their police officers have a duty to stop people from committing illegal activities. What the frick else are they supposed to be doing? When did, well, the illegal activities are being done by Simone on my team become a carve out of the rule? I'll take things that should have been obvious for the past 200 years, please, Alex. You're watching the Reddit News Show. From r/World News. Entire Lebanese government to resign within hours over deadly explosion, minister says. Oh man, my heart goes for this country. Can't even imagine what it looks down there right now. I am worried about these people in weeks to come when they run out of food. And the long-term damage. There are so many of them and it's a freaking pandemic to boot. Their own negligence is to blame for the incident. But I'm unsure about how this power vacuum will be filled, especially with the prominence of Hezbollah in the region. The future in Lebanon was already looking bleak before this due to COVID. But now God only knows what will happen over there. I know it's been said multiple times on here, but 2020 is gonna be such a wild year to look back on. It honestly feels like you can almost sense world tensions coming to a boil. That may be true, but it's all relative. If 2021 is worse, then 2020 will be the year we all look back on as we didn't know how good we had it. Just like 2019, I'm sensing a trend I don't like. Remember everyone whining about celebrity deaths making 2016 the worst? I bet most people would love to have 2016 back now. You're watching the Reddit news show. From r/news. Cities cannot fine homeless people for living outside. U.S. judge rules in grants pass case. How do you expect to collect fines from people who have nothing? By imprisoning them and making the private prison industry money for a nice kickback. Edit. Clarification of the industry, as a whole, encompassing more than just private prisons. Debtors' prison. Glad to know we've come full circle with the Dark Ages. Not just debtors' prisons, debtors' work camps in many cases. I'm sure there are people out there who think indentured servitude is something worth bringing back. Bring back. The U.S. Constitution explicitly allows slavery as a punishment for a crime. Cities make new laws criminalizing homelessness every year. It's often impossible to challenge these laws until lawyers can bring a case by a group of defendants they can prove were wronged by the law. By the time the law is struck down, another one is in the pipeline. Yeah, because the homeless aren't just hard workers down on their luck trying their best to get by. They're a dangerous nuisance and threat to the public health. Drug addiction, sexual abuse, and mental illness are rampant in homeless societies, and they will literally turn entire neighborhoods into hellholes littered with needles and feces. The homeless need help, but that doesn't mean tolerating them being an active nuisance and danger to society. Why is there a picture of cows showing up with this article? Did I miss something? The cows live in the same town. You're watching the Reddit news show. From r/politics. Sanders joins calls for resignation or removal of Postmaster General over efforts to suppress the vote and undermine democracy. My mom delivers mail, and she wanted to get a second job at a little package drop-off place near where she works to turn some free time into cash. But they told her no, because this little place, where housewives and old ladies go to get their packages mailed, who merely provide the service of taking crap to the post office, was too close to a competitor. Meanwhile, this fricka owns 30 million in direct competitor stock, including a chunk in UPS. The naked, brazen corruption is nothing short of mind-boggling. Seniors who rely on medication delivery should be especially concerned. He's not going to resign. This is the whole reason Trump appointed him. Trump purposely appoints people that will sabotage our institutions. And that's where we're going to end today's show. But if you like what you saw, leave a like, and if you want to see more of the RNEWS show, hit that subscribe button. As always, this has been the RNEWS show, and I'll see you tomorrow.